Today we are here at the Motown Museum, the Motown Mic. This is going to be a showcase that's dedicated to all of the Motown Mic winners since the inception of the project, actually. Sparrow brought this project 2014. Sparrow brought it here. They have been in several locations that weren't actually Motown when they curated this event. I think I actually met Osiris as one of the judges. And so all of the performers that have been winners on the Motown Mic will be performing here at the Motown Museum on their Rocket Plaza, which is in the front yard of one of the houses that Motown Museum owns. And the event is free and open to the public. It runs today from 5 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. And I'll let Sparrow, our illustrious inventor, curator, brainchild behind this, give you some details on how Motown Mic came to be, because I don't think anyone is as passionate about poetry in the city as Sparrow is.
It's a very interesting story. Osiris, a good friend of mine, we've been doing poetry together since 2008, back in the day. Well, he contacted, or Robin contacted him, and she said she wanted to do a poetry event, and based on her grandmother's idea or concept of a project they had called Black Poem. She wanted to introduce poetry to me. So Osiris, Maggie said, hey, you were talking to my boy Sparrow. And so she came out of they say, interviewed, and then we ended up putting it together and started out. It was just Robin, Osiris, and myself, and another guy named Alan. We had a meeting together, and we came with the format of how we're going to put it together, how we're going to judge it, who we're going to have as far as hosting, and we put it together. And it started out in 2014. Started out in the Music Hall Cafe, and that was the first show. When we had One Single Rose was the winner of that. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to bring poetry to the forefront, to mesh Motown with poetry, and what we wanted to do was highlight the importance of Motown and how it meant to the city and to the world. And so each year we have different concepts of how to express what Motown has done for you. So each poet has to come and do a poem about Motown. We started out doing the competition in the museum on the second floor of the museum, and we had finals. So we had 4 rounds where people compete, and then we had 10 finalists, and they come and compete. First year was One Single Rose, and then after that year we increased it from the Music Hall Cafe to the actual music hall.
Yeah.
So
that's when I first had a chance to see it.
So that was the first one. And then we moved over to the Garden Theater, which we have been there. Besides the pandemic, we had 2 years where we just did it live. Via camera, we couldn't do it. But when I first started here, this did not exist.
None of this happened.
We're sitting in Hitsville next, where in the addition that they're doing. So we have seen Motown grow and museum grow as Motown Mic has grown. So we started out like a $500 prize, then we went to $1,000. Now we probably at $3,000.
I think we're at $3,000 now. Yeah.
And now so we have everything. That's the guy Osiris right there.
Yes, Osiris.
Yeah, that's the guy that's talking about the co-creator of Motown Mic. He's the stylist. So we all got a little thing. We all got a role to play. And so what we try to do is, like when we got One Single Rose, she was the winner. So we try to take some of the winners and incorporate them into Motown Mic. So we One Single Rose, she was the first winner, so we incorporated her as a host, so she's been co-hosting with me for a while. So we try to take different poets from the city to judge or to be a part of it. We had Aurora Harris, who helped with the judging, and she's been a big part of it.
She's one of the mothers of Detroit poetry.
She's mother of Detroit poetry, but we brought her into the Motown Mic family, and she's been an excellent support. She's been pretty much in control of competition, making sure the rules go right, and the rules apply, and making sure all the judges, understand what we're doing. And so it's been a collaboration of a lot of great people. We had great hosts, we had great judges throughout the years. Phoenix was one of the judges.
And coaches.
So now she's part of the team. We continue to grow, but we want to add something more than just performing. We want to add, like this year, we had styling, and we want to.
It was like a pure artist development. Like it started off as sort of like a poetry competition, but Osiris and Sparrow have turned it into a full artist development sort of production. And while the talent and their poetry is absolutely amazing, what's equally great is that the artists are afforded the opportunity to go into a mentorship with seasoned performers. They get their work edited, they get costuming so that they know how to actually present themselves in the forefront as artists. Like, it's a full tiered work. So even if they don't come out as the Motown Mic winner, they still end up being the winner, as Motown still offers them performance opportunities well after the performance is. And it's not just the #1 winners who actually get the performances, it's all of the artists. Once they are participating in the Motown Mic, they're still a part of the Motown family. So it's been really beautiful to see how Sparrow and Osiris have taken it to the next level, and they brought on me and Rosie as their, Rosemary was not, she's Rosie to me, but they brought on Rosie and myself to kind of help to support their vision. But it's turned into a full talent sort of mentorship opportunity for each of the artists that are given the opportunity to be able to participate. So it's really quite brilliant, actually.
And the great thing about it is, when we started, technology wasn't the way it is.
It sure was not.
And so now we even incorporating the marketing. So the poets are getting they're getting visuals of their performance. They're getting pictures. And
they get assets and social media assets that they can be able to use to produce, like and training on how to use it. Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to bring the whole Motown vision of Berry Gordy and put it poetry. And this thing is getting bigger and bigger. And we have big aspirations for it to be global.
We do, to move it out of the last year or so, particularly now that it appears that we're moving into a different lifestyle past the pandemic. The pandemic's still very much here, but we're more outside now. We have vaccines and things that are available. We went digital during the pandemic, which was vibrant and well. We were still able to award artists and still give them a sense of artist development. Even though we were in a Zoom environment, we were still able to do that. But the vision that Osiris and Sparrow have at this point is taking it out of just Metro Detroit and starting to hit some of our sister cities, and then expanding it much more globally, as Motown did. You know what I'm saying? Like Motown, while the heartbeat of it was here in the city of Detroit, they were able to expand out much further. We have artists globally that are associated with the Motown brand, and that is exactly the vision that Sparrow and Osiris have.
You know, one vision that we had, and it's happening today. And that vision was, we want to put together a production where we get all the poets who have won, and we bring them together for one showcase. We can all spotlight them, so we can show, because over the years, and even during the pandemic, we always wanted to keep in touch with the poets who have won. We always try to keep them in the fold, keep it going, keep them going. So today is a great day for us to do it. We had this vision. This is amazing. We had this vision in 2014. And even though you have to go through the trials and tribulations of life, to see that it's really in the same vision that we had, 2014 is now in fruition. Everything is going into place. And it took a lot of hard work with Robin. We had a lady named Kim, that was the director.
Mm-hmm. Kim Arnold.
We also had a lady named Raina, who was a part of it.
Oh yes,
we had so many different people that have been a part of it. And even it has spun off into Amplify. So they had another Motown competition that was singing. So everything is coming together at the right time. And but today I'm just really happy to have everybody together. That's what I always want to. As poets and artists, we're a tribe, and we need each other, especially in this climate in the world we're living in today. We need a space, a creative place where creative people can come together, and we can coexist together, and we can share and vibe with each other, because as an artist, it's kind of hard outside.
It is.
In real life.
It is.
It's trying to be an
And
artist.
I definitely think, again, as we said, that some of the tools that they're getting here, like, it's not just enough to get on stage to read your poem, to actually be able to undergo some true artist development so that long after your work here at Motown, you still know how to go out and promote yourself, get your art, become a vested artist in the community. I think it's great. And so in mentioning what we're going to be expecting here today, we have our third place winner from the 2022 Motown Mic who's going to be here. Her name is Ari Lane. From 2016, we have Peace, who's going to be here. Ben Will is our 2022 Motown Mic winner. He's going to be here. Kyle Mack from 2021, Michaela Norwood from 2019, Mike Phelps from 2018, Tamira Hackney from 2015, and One Single Rose from 2014. They will all be here today. We're also going to have the amazing world touring. Just got back from a tour in India. He also tours with Exhibit. DJ Carl Invisible is going to be here for the event as well. So it's a gorgeous day in Detroit. It's 84 steamy degrees in the city. I'm going to put on a little bit of sunscreen, but we're looking forward to a brilliant show today and continuing the vision of my really good friend. Definitely looking forward to seeing how Motown Mic continues to branch itself out and to see Sparrow's and Osiris's vision for it to be a global event come into fruition. Everything that he's dreamed about it has already happened.
One key thing today is happening today. The previous winners didn't have access to videos, to the marketing, all of these different things that we had to offer for the later winners. So they have opportunity now to get that access to the videos and to the new technology. However, the ones that won over the internet or doing the live performance, they never got
to be on stage with people. So it's going to be different.
With an audience.
Yeah.
So it's like it's
going to be different. Our online contestants,
right?
They got none of this. I mean,
right.
we work in a 100% digital environment. Right. So for them to be able to get their poems out to the general public live, that's going to be very special for them. For the older iterations of Motown Mic, for them to be able to come and get some of that extra artist development, to have had an opportunity to work with Osiris to get their styling together, that's going to be special. And then the ones from 21 and 2022, they're already spoiled. So they're just getting more of the same that they've been experiencing with this iteration of the Motown Mic. So
one of the things that was really important was the competition that we had in the museum. It's a little small room, or it would be packed with people. And you would have 20 poets competing. And there's nothing like that energy. Because to be inside the museum with the echo chamber with Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, all the great people used to run around this area. It's the apartment where Barry Gordy used to live, where the artists would come and they would put records in there. So for the poet to get that experience, to be and perform in the legendary Motown Museum, then have access to go to the studio to see all of these things. So it's just so much that I'm glad that we in Detroit can celebrate, especially now.
Agreed.
Detroit needs a celebration. And this is a Detroit celebration. It's a once in a lifetime experience. You're experiencing the vibe and the energy that can change the world. Literally, Motown music has changed the world. It has been responsible for a lot of the civil rights movements, the coming together, the races, the coming together for the world, calming and peace of the world. Some of the greatest poets and even Martin Luther King's speech was recorded in black form on the black form label. So these things are all coming together and coming in the perfect time and the perfect season. It's just amazing to do as we know.
We are watching the built-out history of the Gordy family in space. We have our own tune and our own vibe that's happening now in this newer, redeveloped space that still has a hint of both the old and the new in it. This is Detroit AF. even though we're gonna have with the Motown label, everything was kind of clean, kind of pure. So this is gonna be a relatively clean show, but it's Detroit as fuck. Like they coming out here being real Detroit. This is authenticity that we're gonna be experiencing.
We live in a world where it's digital and internet and people aren't connecting. Pandemic, people are separated. So I want people to come here after this show and feel like I can connect with other people. I can connect with words. I can connect with spirits and energy.
Yes.
I can connect with this vibe. I can connect with the past. I can connect with the future. I can connect. And that's my goal and my purpose, my new purpose in life is to connect people, because I think we have to connect with each other because we are losing that connection. If you lose that connection, you lose that frequency. If you lose that frequency, you lose life.
Oh, I love that. I want folks to walk away with a soul-stirring experience. I want us to connect, and I want it to be empowered with each other. Sparrow summed it up beautifully. When you get that level of connection, it can't be nothing but like this great ancestral energy that's birthed around us. So I do feel like the pandemic definitely separated us. We found creative ways to stay together, but there's nothing like the vibrant energy of being in a space joined together, creating a soul-stirring experience. So I'm looking for that connectedness too. He said it correctly. This area, we have mixed age groups and generations that are happening here. So we want to create work that's intergenerational. A Stevie Wonder song still stands from the time that it went to right now to my day. So if the words are powerful, they'll still stand. You don't have to necessarily cuss in order to make that happen.
Being able to perfect your craft. And part of your craft as an artist is being able to adapt.
Correct.
Learning how to use, instead of using one word, create another word, another way. So it's part of your writing creativity to go beyond what you feel or what you want to say, what you want to think, or that's why the main focus was a Motown piece.
Yeah, it's pretty positive content.
So that's what it's right. So and then always know if you use a word and it takes away from your performances, because we do judge you on your writing ability, your content, your presentation. And if you go over if you say it too long, or you go over too long, you get penalized with it. You curse, you get penalized with it. So most poets want the money, they want to win, so
they're putting real good. Yeah, they're putting good intentionality.
Have met the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
They all met the challenge, because you got to understand, you have 35, 40, sometimes in the past we had like 100 contestants competing just to get into they're the best of the best. There's been plenty of Detroit poets that are professional who came and first timers won.
Yeah. Last year, Kyle Mack was up against so many seasoned vets. It was his first time writing a poem and his first time performing. He's a hip hop artist by trade. He crushed that show. You know what I'm saying? Like they never even saw him coming. So I just think that, as Sparrow said, again, we're not censoring anyone, but we're looking to put positive content in the world that falls up under the Motown moniker at this point. So I just think that, particularly after going through the years of the pandemic, having some positive light and putting good intentionality into the world has definitely uplifted my spirit. But that's been, the pandemic be damned, that's been the energy of the Motown Mic since its inception. To put positive light, good energy, that connectedness. So we don't want to we want to use our words to unite as opposed to repel.
One of the greatest things that Motown did as far as African Americans is display Black excellence.
Yes.
So with Motown Mic, our focus was to show poets, Black excellence.
Yeah.
You're not at the mic. You're not at the open mic. You're not.
Yes.
You're not there. You can be great at open mic, but when you hit a stage, we want to prepare you. So when you hit a stage with lights and bright lights and a lot of people, you speak clear, you look clear, you sound clear, you illuminate black excellence.
Yes.
So we bring in black excellence to poetry because we are poets, and you know how there can be a lack of excellence in poetry. So we wanted to do something to highlight black excellence, and this is what Motown has always been about: black excellence.
Off the mic, LaShaun Phoenix Moore is a dedicated auntie, culture creator, wife, champion of the arts, loud woman, excited to see true revival in the arts of the city of Detroit.
Well, Captain Truth, even Sparrow is a spiritual guru that tries to use poetry to bring spiritual awareness to the ghetto. So most of my work is getting myself together to bring poetry, ministry, all these things.
Music,
DJ, I'm a DJ. So, you know, to bring all of these different crafts and these different experiences together and create a place where creative people can come together. And that's always been my mission, is to bring creative people together and try to spiritually enlighten them in my own way.